Okay, I think we're back. We'll see what happens. Alright, well, welcome back again to another day. Today we're playing The Walking Dead role playing game by Free League Publishing. Hey, I think it froze again. What is going on? I think we're back now. I don't know what's going on. Something's going on. Hold on. My computer keeps being dumb. Alright, anyways, we're back. We're playing the Walking Dead universe role-playing game by Free League Publishing. We're doing a solo playthrough. We're getting kind of close, I think, honestly, to the end of this season, so to speak. And we'll kind of see what happens. So, tell you what, let's go ahead. We're just going to jump straight into it. So we need to determine how much time has passed since our last thing. And then I also wanted to apologize for not being here yesterday. I had to do some work early in the morning yesterday, so I didn't get to do this. But all right, 5 days. We're going to say 5 days have gone by since last time. Then we need to roll for each clock on our challenge sheet. So let's pull that up. Alright, so the hospital with the swarm trapped inside needs a 4 higher. Bingo, it's a 4. So that's going up. Then there's a trapped group slowly whittling down a swarm surrounding them, needs a 6. Nope. There's the food bank, which also needs a 6. Nope. There is the military group trying to make way for reinforcements, which needs a 5 or higher. No. The items guarded by the military group needs a 5 or higher. The neutral faction at the movie theater that's well defended needs a 3 or higher. That one goes up. Then we have the end game. The military faction looking for revenge of their true leader's death. Nope. And then the military group needs a 2 or higher for its faction clock to go up. Yep. And the gas guzzlers need a 5 or higher. Boop. Nope. Okay. So that's pretty much that. Let's see here. Then we make a new rumor if there's less than 6, which there's not. We get to update our Havens project. So we were working on fixing up the tractor, which we will be done with. So we can write that we have fixed our tractor. Tractor, we can delete this because it no longer has issues. Cool. Then let's see. Okay, then we decide on a challenge and activate it. Run a scene and embark on the run. So last time what happened was John and the 2 firefighters, they ran off, kind of. Let's see, I gotta write this. So John and the other guys ran off. They were going to go over to the Haven at the movie theater because it's literally just below where we are. But they didn't make it. They got stopped by the military group, and when they got stopped by the military group, they had some issues. So the 2 firefighters ended up dead, and John ended up being taken by the military group. So when the faction clock for them gets filled in, it'll be him telling them that we're at fault for their death of their leader or something, and they'll come and attack us. So I think at this point we know, because we know John killed their leader. So maybe we need to try and establish some kind of communication with the military group. Let's see here. I don't know. So the firefighters, we know that their old base had radio equipment. I believe the bunker people we know have a radio equipment. They do. So yeah, we got interesting things we can do. I'm trying to think what's probably best. What's probably best, honestly, is going to the. We probably should get one of these rumors that's almost done out of the way. There's the food bank that we could go do, or a trapped group. The food bank is much closer. And honestly, it would be good to see what's going on up at the food bank place. So basically, it's a rumor that there is this food bank in that area. They're offering large amounts of food, trade, and opportunities for people. So it might be a good place to go and look for maybe some kind of gear or something. We do have lots of weapons. Some of them got taken by our last friends. We still have, let's see what we've got. You know what? Maybe we don't have that many. We've got one rifle, one submachine gun. These are all extra weapons, of course, not things that our other people have. Then we've got a crossbow, a couple of revolvers, and a pistol. So I guess we don't really have that many weapons. I was going to say maybe we could go trade weapons, but that's not a lot. And honestly, like the rifle and the submachine gun are really good. We wouldn't want to get rid of those. So we'd be trying to get rid of a couple revolvers and a pistol. Like, that's not great. Tell you what. Let's do, so the other thing we could do is literally right below us is a faction. They're a neutral faction, so we don't know what they're going to be doing to us or anything. But they do have, it says, important or a useful item, not important, useful item. So maybe, I don't know what would be really important to us at this point. The interesting thing is, like, we're kind of in this area where the thing that we really need is people. Right now there are 4 kids, 1 teenager, and 5 adults where we're at, which isn't that great. And you know what? Actually, I just remembered I got to do something. So tell you what, I will be. Where was we? Oh yes, Whoa! I gotta get comfy with my little knee brace. All right, so we were going to decide what to do today. This is always kind of the interesting part in solo, is sometimes there's not something that's too obvious. Now, what I'm going to do really quick, I'm going to pull up the map. Because why not? Okay, so we're here. We could go all the way up here. This is the area that the food bank is in. It would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 2 days travel there, 2 days travel back, which is a lot of driving. An absolute crapload of driving. It would be at least probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. At least 7 new squares we'd be driving through, which is pretty risky. Or we can just go down here and see what's up at the other neutral faction. So I think that's what we're going to do. Kind of as lame as that is, I think we're going to go down to the neutral faction at the movie theater who have a useful item. So we're gonna do that, which means we're gonna make a new faction today, which isn't always the most exciting thing, but it's what we're gonna do. And yeah, so we need to decide who's coming with us. So we go and we talk with the other NPCs in our haven, and we're trying to decide what to do. I think we will leave. I really kind of want just us and Samuel, maybe, and maybe we'll just take the motorcycles. We do have 2 The one nice thing was the 2 motorcycles and the car that we got from when we were attacked by the gas guzzlers and we killed all of them. The nice thing about that is the ones they brought with them were in great condition, and weren't damaged or anything, so they're all in really good condition. I think that we might just take Samuel and we might just take the motorcycles over there really quick, and see kind of what's going on. Maybe we just kind of scout the place out, and do it that way. And I think that's what we're going to do. So we talk to Samuel, and we say, hey, man, come with us. Let's go see what's going on over at this place and see what we can do. And he's going to be like, okay. And we will go from there. All right. Oh, did I have? Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, well. So we are going to hop on the motorcycles and we're going to drive down south a little bit toward this other area. Now, when we get into a new area, we get to roll scout, which we get to roll 6 for, plus whenever we enter a sector, we get to roll an extra 2. So we roll 8 dice. So we go into this new area and we're going to roll and see if we see what we see in this new sector. So we come into this sector. Oh, we didn't get any successes. So I'm thinking maybe we just re-roll with the stress. I think we're going to do it. And doing this statistically, we should have like a 98% chance of getting at least a 6. There it is. We got a 6. Cool. Now, unfortunately, we're stressed, but that's okay. So, we enter a new sector, and we look around at stuff, and let's see. Tell you what, let's roll to see what the weather's like today. 5 is clear and sunny. Great. And these people are at a movie theater, which is also interesting. I believe there is a movie theater location in the appendix, so I'm going to look that up really quick, because if so, we'll kind of roll to see if maybe there's some extra stuff there, or like what is going on there that's before this. Sorry, just a second. Here we go, movie theater. Okay, so the movie theater has 3 options for it. Normally you'd roll for them. One is someone installed solar panels on the roof and the camera or the cinema is fully functional and it's filled with fresh walkers. Another is the cinema was turned into a post-outbreak information center. Here are recordings from scientists and journalists from all over the country talking about what is happening and what the government was trying to do. Perfect place to find information on whatever. Or there's a young boy living in the room with the projector. Everything's broken, but the boy claims that he is waiting for his family who is out on a run to find food. So we have a neutral, when we rolled for it, it was a neutral faction in this, which means they're not friendly, but they're also not immediately enemies. So maybe we'll use one of those 3 things. Interesting. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to, so we scout the area, and that means that we will spot any kind of enemies or walkers in this area first. So let's determine, I think in this area we're going to have, obviously we're going to have the dead. We will have the walkers, the biters, whatever you want to call them. We're going to say right now it's just at threat level 1. We come into the area. And let's roll a random swarm size. We'll say it can be any size but 6. Okay, I said any size but 6. There we go. Swarm size 2. So, not that many dead in the area, but there's some. And then we're going to do something else. Let me think. So, with our scout roll, we'll be able to see the movie theater. We'll head over that way. When we get over that way, so we know there's something useful here. We haven't really determined what. So, let's go ahead and actually just make our faction really quick. We're going to call them the Cinephiles. Cinephiles. Because they're at a movie theater. Get it? I'm so funny. Hilarious. Okay, we don't want those. Actually, we do want that. That's pretty much what we want. Faction. We're going to make a faction. So, we're going to roll double O for the faction size. So, it's going to be size 3, which is 11 to 15 members. All right. Size. Whoa. That's not what I wanted. Size 11 to 15. We don't know exactly yet. We will roll faction leadership. Is a 3. The group is divided between rulers and servants. The rulers decide things together and the servants do as they're told. The division could be, for example, between those who came to the group first and newcomers, between men and women, between young and old, or between those who have proven themselves in combat and those considered weak. Okay. Leadership. Rulers / servants. That could be interesting. Some people who've already devolved. Faction needs is going to be a 5. Food resources or trade routes. Food / trade. Could be a starving faction or people who have plenty and want to grow to become even bigger. We'll figure that out in a second. Needs. Food / trade. Okay. Faction type. We're gonna roll. Nah, we're just gonna roll 1. A 6. People who are trying to build a new world. They could be scientists who try to cure the Walker disease, or a group who wants to make sure as many human babies as possible are born and protected. Okay, so we're gonna say they are. So I think this fits in really well with the other thing. So I think that's what we're going to do. Whoops. Which was, let me find it really quick. So it was, the cinemas turned into a post-outbreak information center. There's recordings from scientists, journalists, talking about what's happening and what the government was trying to do. Perfect place to find information on whatever. So we're going to say this is, there is, let's say a few scientists. We're going to say there's some scientists. You know what? I think this will actually go really well. Scientists wanting to make a cure. I think that'll go really well because that'll kind of match up with Kate's and Betty's little issue where they think there's going to be a cure. So it's some scientists who want to make a cure. And let's see what else I think. Let's go back over here and go back to this, which was like here. No, it wasn't. Just a second. There it is. So they are scientists who try to cure the Walker disease, or a group who want to make sure as many human babies as possible. So they're trying to build a new world. I think scientists wanting to make a cure is good. They want to make a cure, as well as like harness the Walker power. That's kind of a reference to Dune, desert power. Anyways. So then we're going to do faction assets. They've got cars and gas. And tell you what, we're also going to roll double high because they do have something important. So we're going to roll double high to see what else they have that's important. Wow, 2 weapons and ammunition. Great. Okay. So cars and gas, as well as weapons and ammo. All right, and the last one, they have a faction issue. So we're gonna roll it's a D66, so red is 10s, 22 is someone in the group is the victim of the other's aggression, whether it be verbal or physical. Okay, that kind of fits in with the ruler/servant thing. Someone is the victim of aggression, verbal or physical. Okay. Let's see. They have we already figured out their haven. We will roll once for their, we're going to roll double high for their defense value because it is well defended. A 5. That's pretty good. I think that's about as high as it goes. Defense is a 5, so it's really well defended, which is interesting. And we're going to do a roll for their capacity as well. Wait. Okay, yeah. 2. So yeah, their capacity is going to be big enough for them. So they're going to be capacity 2, defense 5. Capacity is 2, which is enough to feed themselves. And then go up. Oh, no, that wasn't right. Hold on just a second. There we go. See what else we need for them. We got their havens and stuff. I think we're good. Got to make a couple of NPCs for them and flush it out a little bit more. All right, so we're going to say, so there's scientists wanting to make a cure. So they have rulers and they have servants. So scientists act as the rulers, and other people are valued less. We're going to do scientists and their families act as the rulers, and the other people are valued less, more like expendable assets. They're going to have like couriers who gather documents and such. They're going to have like people who go on runs. We'll call them like runners who get supplies. And then they're gonna have maybe they kind of have like a little bit of a class thing. So they have scientists, obviously, who stay in the haven and work on stuff. The couriers who go out and gather stuff, runners who get supplies, and then maybe we have like wranglers who gather the dead and alive. So maybe the wranglers go out and like they find people they can experiment on. They find walkers that they can use for experiments and stuff. That's kind of interesting. Now their needs are food and trade. They want to trade for information and other like scientists. Okay. They want to build a new, so the scientists want to make a cure, and they want to also be able to like control the walkers somehow. Maybe they're doing experiments on that. They have cars, gas, weapons, and ammunition. And one of their issues is that someone is a victim issues. So we'll come up with who is the victim in the NPC part. Important NPCs. So their defense value is 5. So the haven that they're in is heavily defended. We're going to say they've like barricaded it. Maybe there's a wall around it. So we're going to say there's a makeshift wall or a wall around it with guards, weapons, a gate, a functional gate. We're going to say they have some kind of like height advantage. Like a lookout tower. So maybe it's like a 3-story tall movie theater or something. Or like they just have something they built on the roof they can see really far with. We're also going to say, let's see what else would make. Let's see what else would be for a good defense. So walls, a gate, they have guards. I think that's probably good. I think that would be fine for that. Okay, let's make some important NPCs. So their leader is going to be, tell you what, let's go to the NPC portion of stuff. So we're going to make a couple of NPC features and stuff. So let's roll for an NPC feature. Actually, no, we're not going to for this guy. So leader, we're just going to say his name's Barry. Barry, I don't know. It doesn't matter. He was a scientist. He is expert in tech. He is roll to determine the number of trained and expert skills. So this is something I haven't done before, but we're going to do it. So roll 1d6 for how many trained and expert skills he has. We're going to say it's a double high. Yeah, 5. So that's going to be 1 expert skill, 2 trained skills. So he's an expert in tech, and he's going to be trained in, let's say, medicine. And he's also going to be trained in, let's see, what else is a good one for that? Leadership, obviously. He's the leader. Leadership. And his gear is going to be, he has advanced medical gear. He's going to maybe personally he has like a knife and like lab documents. Maybe they'll be important later, I don't know. Then I think they're gonna have the other like important scientist guy. We're gonna say is the doctor. They're gonna have a doctor there who helps run experiments and stuff. The doctor's name, we'll just call him Ben. Or no, tell you what, we'll have it be a lady. And her name is Jen. Sure. We're gonna roll double high. How many of her things she's got as well? 6. So she's got 1 that she'll be expert in and something else, right? Oh no, she'll have 2 expert and 3 trained. So she's gonna be expert in medicine. Let's say she's also expert in tech because she's just that way. And then she's going to be trained in, let's say, close combat. She's going to be trained in manipulation. That's interesting. And she's going to be trained in maybe like endurance. That's an interesting one. Okay, then we're going to have the like leader of their couriers. So courier. We're just going to say his name is Everett. And he is just going to roll 1 dice. A 4. Let's see what that means. He's got 1 expert, 1 trained. So we'll do, he's expert in, let's say, mobility. And trained in survival. To find stuff. And he is going to have a gun. We'll do a rifle. He's going to have a knife. He's going to have, let's say, binoculars. And yeah, I think that's good. Then we'll have their runners leader is going to be Gary. And he also has 1 expert, 1 trained. So I'm going to say he's expert in survival, finding stuff, and he's going to be trained in maybe stealth. And then their wranglers is going to be we'll say it's a lady. We'll do Wendy. Sure. And she, wham, is 6. Really? So she's got 2 expert and 3 trained. So the Wrangler, we're going to say she's expert in force and mobility. And then trained in close combat, ranged combat, ranged combat, and in maybe mobility. No, we'll do stealth. Stealth. Cool. So that gives us quite a few, and then we'll do 1 more character. So I think we're also going to kind of use the other part of the movie theater, which is that inside there's a young boy claims he's waiting for his family who's out on a run to find food. Maybe his family did go out on a run. They went out with like Gary, the runners, and they died or something. Never came back. Something weird like that. So, and we'll say that he's like, maybe he's one of the only kids there and he kind of gets picked on and stuff. So we're gonna say his name's like Sam. No, because we have a Samuel. We'll do Perry. Who's a boy. Oh, Wrangler. So Wendy, we're gonna say she was like a horse person. She was a rancher. That's a word for it. The runner Gary, we're gonna say he was like a athlete of some kind. The courier. Oh no, we won't say that. Gary. You know what? We'll kind of throw it back to Glenn. Gary was a delivery man. Delivery man for like UPS or something. Everett, he's gonna be a athlete. He was the courier guy. The doctor, obviously she was a doctor. And then their leader is a scientist, Barry. We'll say maybe he worked for CDC or something, because CDC is around that area in Atlanta. So maybe he just didn't make it into to work before they locked down the CDC, like they did in the show, and so he didn't get blown up. But maybe he's working on stuff. I don't know. So Perry, he was just a kid. We're gonna roll double O for his skills. A 1. Well, double ones. That's great for him. Not really. So he's not trained or expert in anything. That sucks. Okay. And he's being picked on. Cool. And yeah, I think we'll just kind of leave it at that. Yeah, I think that's good enough for now. So we come into the area. We did a successful scout roll, which means we're able to see people before they see us, or at least have the chance to see them before they see us. And we are just gonna, like, we come into the area. They have a watch, so obviously they're gonna be able to see maybe our car, or maybe we find them. I don't know. Tell you what, we're gonna roll because I think we're gonna roll a dice. Does the Haven, this faction Haven, do they have any of their groups out in the area? We're just gonna roll one dice. No, they don't. So we're gonna say all their people are at their Haven for some reason. Maybe they're having some kind of meeting determining what they're going to be doing, or who knows what. It doesn't really matter. So they're all in their Haven. So we are going to, with Samuel, attempt to get close to their Haven using stealth. So we have... Oh, I also forgot to mention, we did spend some experience to get an extra skill in close combat and an extra skill in leadership. Just FYI. But anyways, we're going to roll stealth. We have 1 stress dice plus our 6 stealth. Actually, we're going to roll Samuel first. He only gets 4. Woo! Yay, Samuel's stealthy. Then we'll roll for our character. And we're also stealthy. And we got an extra, so we can add that to an extra dice to a roll, as long as it's using our stealth. So we come in on our motorcycles. We find a place to like stash them. I think that's what we'll do. Tell you what, I think that's what we'll use the extra success for, is just automatically our bikes are stashed safely away where nobody will be able to find them. You know, we hide them really well somewhere, so they aren't going to just like disappear. And then we're going to kind of like sneak over towards the Haven, see if we can see what's going on. When we get close, we find out, oh yeah, this place is heavily defended. It's got a wall around it, and like I said, there's guards on watch. They've got a functional gate, and we're gonna say, so the swarm size 2 is the walkers outside of their gate. They're kind of pounding on it, trying to get in. We see it. They're not really a big threat to us at the moment. And I think we're just going to hang out there for a while. We kind of watch and see what happens. Maybe trying to determine like how violent they are or things like that. I mean, they do have people on the wall with weapons, and we try to come up with a plan. So our character talks with Steven, and maybe we're like, hey, you or Samuel, our character's Steven. We talk with Samuel, our anchor, who's there with us, and we're like, hey, maybe you should you stay here, and maybe we'll go out and like we'll try and talk to them, and maybe we'll try and get in and see what's going on and what they're doing and all that kind of stuff. And maybe he's like, I don't think that's a good idea. Like, these people could be very dangerous. We don't really know. And yeah. But I think in the end, our character is going to be like, look, we're going. Are you coming with us? So we're going to roll one dice. Does Samuel come with us? Yes. Samuel's like, you know what? I'm coming with you. If they find me hiding out here, they might not think that you're a good person. They might think we're trying to like attack them or something. So let's go talk with the guard or whatever. So we do have our weapons. The question is, do we stash those weapons? We have our assault rifle, and he has a rifle with him. Maybe we go and leave those with the motorcycles, and then we just have our like close combat weapons. I think that's kind of risky, but I think it's kind of a smart play. So I think that's what we do. Yeah, we go, we stash our stuff, we come back, and we're gonna approach the guys on the wall. We say, hey, we come out, and maybe we're like, hey, how you doing? Could we come inside? It's not safe out here. I don't know, something like that. We're gonna roll on the NPC reaction table. I think because we got rid of our weapons, we'll roll a double low. So double low, a 2. So they're cautious, but curious. So maybe they're like, we can't just let you in. What are you doing out here? Blah, blah, blah. And we're like, look, there's the dead are out here, man. Like, just let us in. We can talk to you then. Blah, blah, blah. I think we can roll probably like a manipulation roll, which we suck at. So we're going to have Samuel do it. Samuel's going to roll manipulation, basically like, hey, let us in. We'll talk to you then. It doesn't work. Of course not. So they're like, no, we're not going to let you in yet. You guys could be dangerous. We need you guys to be like maybe like vetted or something. They're like, we need to make sure you don't have weapons and nobody else in the area. They're like, hold on just a minute. They like go back down. They talk to the people inside, and maybe they come out with a group of like 5 or 6 people to come over to us. They come out with their weapons up. There's a bunch of the dead, and maybe a couple of them go over to the dead and start like leading them around to the back, like somewhere we can't see. And we're like, what are they doing? And they're like, none of your business, something like that. I don't know. Anyways, I say they're probably just gonna pat us down. They find out we have no weapons. We have we have a quarterstaff that we took with us, and we have our medical gear with us. And Samuel has just a rifle, I believe, with him. Let me double check. Yeah, I mean, he's just got a hammer as a like melee weapon, and that's it. So I'm gonna say it's enough for them to let us in, and we can talk to them there. So they let us into this faction, and we're like, this place is impressive. You guys really worked quick to set up something nice. And they're like, yeah, of course we did. Like, absolutely we did. And maybe they're I don't think the leader's gonna come talk to us. He's probably too busy. But I think probably Wendy, the leader of the Wranglers, they gather the dead and the alive. Maybe she's with that group, and she's the one that we end up talking with. So we're like, hey, how's it going? Whatever. And they're like, what you did was very dangerous. You could have... Our guys going outside the walls is dangerous. They could have got attacked. What are you guys doing here? We're like, look, we heard there was a place over here, and we just came to check you guys out, see what's going on and what you guys are up to, and yeah. So I think they're gonna be again. So their reaction right now is they're cautious but curious. So I don't think they're gonna tell us anything. They're gonna be like, "Look, we don't know you. We don't know if you have another group out there. We don't know what's going on. But we're not gonna tell you what's going on here. We're gonna be like, look, this place is impressive. I think we'll tell them the truth and be like, look, we're from nearby. We live up the road a little ways. And we've got a bunch of kids there. We've got 4 kids, a teenager, and there's a couple of other adults up there. We're a very, very small group, and the place that we're living is okay. It's not great, but we really could use some extra help. Like, there's dangerous people out there. We've already seen them. They've attacked people. Heck, we were attacked, and it's not exactly the safest place. But you guys got a good setup here. Maybe we could come and join your group. I think we'll roll something for that. See if maybe they're like, you know what? Yeah, we could use more people, or no, maybe we don't need more people. Maybe we roll a... I'm trying to think whether we would roll a check for that to try and beat theirs, or if I'm just going to roll like 1 dice and say, do they want us to join their group or not? I think I'm just going to roll 1 dice. Would they be okay with us joining their group? Yes, they would be okay with that. So maybe we're like, look, we have supplies. We've got quite a bit of food where we are that we can bring with us. We've got some weapons. We've got a couple of horses. And they're like, well, we can't really use horses here. We're like, well, I mean, worst case scenario, we can just eat the horses. Not really ideal, especially since we have gear for 1 horse to ride around on. But, I mean, it's something we could do. We've got a couple of vehicles and weapons and things that we can bring. And yeah. We even know where our drugs are stashed, or the drugs that the other people were using is stashed. And now that they're gone, we probably could bring those with us and give them to them as some kind of a thing. So they're kind of open to it. I'm going to say that they're going to have us do some kind of like a test before they let us join. Maybe to see like what group each member of our group is going to fall into. This is interesting. Okay. I think we would be all for joining these people, because if we join them, we will be in a much better spot. Not only that, but because John got taken. Now, this is just what our character and maybe Samuel thinks. Whether the rest of our group is going to agree, I think, is a different story. But this could be interesting. Okay. So we talk with them a little bit, and maybe we're like, yeah, we can like help you guys out. I don't know what you guys need. I'll be like, our character is gonna be like, look, I'm a great shot, and used to be in the military, killed people before, and it's not something that I wanted to do, but it is something that I did to keep my people safe. And then maybe I show them the wound from where we got shot, and say, look, I've even taken a bullet. Luckily, someone in our group was able to patch me up. But these things they're dangerous. And yeah. So we're like, yeah, anyways, we let's kind of team up here. Like we also know of some other groups that we've met. Some of them friendly, some of them not so much. Maybe they can help you. Maybe we can help them. Maybe things go well. Maybe things don't. But so we kind of talk with them for a little bit with this lady Wendy, And I think she's going to be like, you know what? She's like, tell you what, why don't you guys stay here for the day? We don't want to let you guys go because we don't really trust you yet. And maybe you are going to just say you want to join, leave, go tell everybody what it's like in here, and then attack us, which we obviously don't want. So maybe they're like, tell you what, tomorrow we'll go check out your story. And if it pans out, we'll let you go back to your group, which I think is a pretty reasonable thing. So we're like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Sounds great to me. And then we'll go. So maybe we stay there for the night. And while we're staying there, we meet some of the other people, talk with them and stuff. And yeah, interesting. So this session is not going the way I thought it would because we might be changing our haven, and it's kind of sad because, like I said, I don't think we could take the horses. I don't think the tractor would be of use. But maybe we just leave them at the haven, the old haven, and be like, hopefully they make it, or maybe someone else finds them there. I don't know. Very interesting. I mean, I guess we could take the tractor, but I don't know. Tell you what, let's do this. So we'll tell you what, let's look at our map. Let's go over to the map. The map. Okay, so we're in this area, A6. They're in this area, A7. So we're going to say maybe they're down here toward the bottom, because how it kind of works is anything that's this grayish color is a populated area. So maybe they're down here, and I'm trying to think, because that's probably like a little bit of some kind of a city or a town or something like that. But it could be like the movie theater is probably near the middle of town, but maybe there's like a park nearby that the horses and stuff could go into. I think we're going to roll one dice and determine, like, maybe we could bring those with us. I don't know. We're going to roll. Is there like a fenced park nearby that would be safe for the horses? Or maybe we could turn into a like a farm area growing food. No, there's not. Okay. So if that's the case, there's no park nearby. So I think we'll just be like, well, and I'll say this. So Wendy used to be a rancher, right? Yeah, she did. Maybe we could just use something as a stable and feed the horses. So let's do that. So we're going to roll. Yeah, I got an idea. So we're going to roll. We're like, hey, we've got these horses. And Wendy, who's a rancher, we're going to have her roll we're going to have her just roll a survival check, maybe? No, we're just going to say she knows because she's a rancher. We're going to say she knows of a place where you could go to get, like, horse feed. And she's like, look, maybe we can just take them inside the wall. We'll set up, like, a temporary stable for them. And as long as you guys are taking care of them and feeding them, it'll be all good. We'll say we're going to roll double high. Is it in this area? Extreme, yes. Okay. So in the same sector is where we could go to get this, like, horse feed to feed the horses. We could take the tractor with us, but it wouldn't do as much good, I don't think. But could help. Yeah, so we're gonna say there's one nearby in this area. Let's see here. We also know of an office building in this area. But anyways, maybe like a feed store or like a Tractor Supply is in this area. Okay, anyways. So I know this was kind of like a really maybe not an interesting session to watch, but here's kind of my thoughts on today. I think we're going to end it here. So our characters are going to end at the other Haven, the movie theater Haven. We're going to end there, and we are going to. So here's kind of what I'm thinking. I think that so they're going to go obviously check out. They're going to see everything's okay. Their people are going to try and get back. We're going to do a roll to see if their people make it back because they're well armed and have a vehicle and stuff like that. We'll roll like double high on the like returning table or whatever for when NPCs go out on a run. So there's two things about this that I really like. So one, we'll be part of a bigger faction now, which is going to be more fun because there's just more kind of interactions between everybody, and like Kate is really going to fit in well here because of her beliefs, which is that yeah, this can be cured. And so she's going to be all for the whole like I think these people are going to be like collecting walkers, kind of like Herschel was in the barn, or other parts of the show. And they're going to be doing experiments on them, testing on them. I think even in Woodbury, the guy in Woodbury, I think he was running tests on walkers and stuff, or he was running tests on people who were turning into walkers, is what it was, trying to see like how much they remembered and stuff, all that kind of jazz as they turned, which is interesting. So they're going to be doing experiments and stuff, and maybe our characters and maybe some of the other characters in the Haven are going to be like, yeah, we don't really like the fact that there's walkers inside the walls, kept wherever or something like that. So we'll have to deal with that, and there'll be some internal conflicts there probably. So this is going to be, I think, very interesting, not to mention the fact that the end game is coming up. If this place gets attacked by the military Haven, we actually might have a chance of fighting them off. Because basically every roll we do, because we have defense 5 here, we could roll 5 extra dice. This is like a heavily secured, heavily defended Haven. It will have some issues eventually, particularly with food once we join them. The food situation is going to get worse. We'll bring a bunch with us to start with, but the other thing is that'll be interesting is I think we're going to roll to see like what category each character is going to fall under, right? Because they have the scientists, the couriers, the runners, and the wranglers. We're going to kind of figure out like, okay, so our group is going to kind of get split up between those groups, I think. Like our character probably going to be a runner, and Samuel is probably going to be a wrangler, just because that seems more of like what his skill set would be. Whereas like Kate and Nicole, they might even be able to become like part of the scientist one, because like Nicole, I believe, was a nurse before everything went down. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure she was. Hold on, let me pull it up. Oh no, she was a domestic worker. Maybe not. But I mean, we'll see what group all these. So probably won't have anybody fall into the group of like scientists just yet, who are like in charge. But we'll have maybe one person will be a courier, and I don't know. Maybe Kate will be a courier because she kind of believes in their cause, and so they trust her with the documents. I don't really know. This is going to be interesting to see how it kind of goes down. I also think it's going to be so basically while we're away before next episode, I'm going to make up a Haven sheet for the movie theater that they're in. So I'm going to make up a thing for that, and then we're going to add in like all their important NPCs and stuff. Next session will be us either having to find the group that went to go find our group, or like going just back to our group and convincing them to try and go to the movie theater, things like that. Like it's going to be interesting. But yeah, I mean, this place eventually could get attacked by the military group, which would be not good for us. But it could happen. And yeah, I think this is going to be interesting to see kind of what happens and what goes down. But yeah, if you like these video things, make sure you follow me over on Twitch, subscribe over on YouTube, which I upload these to right after I'm done here on Twitch. Yeah, come and join me on Twitch and we could kind of figure this stuff out together a little bit. I would love nothing more than to have people in the chat saying things that I could use and giving ideas and stuff, because it's a lot of brain power to think about all this stuff. But anyways, yeah, thanks for joining me today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I'm very excited for tomorrow and the day after that and the day after that. Well, actually, the day after that would be Saturday. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. Anyways, thanks for joining. Hope you had a great time, and we'll see you tomorrow.